My brother-in-law confessed feelings for me after I went wedding dress shopping with his fiancée. Posted by you/NoPoet4293. This just happened today, and I'm using a throwaway account because I promote my small business on my main and want to remain anonymous for this. Okay, I'm pretty overwhelmed, so I'll start with some background. I've been with my husband for 5 years, and we've been married for 2. Since early on in the relationship, I've been great friends with his older brother, partially because I always wanted a brother. When he started dating a girl about 2 years ago, I went out of my way to make sure she knew she had a friend in me if she wanted, since we're the only girls in the family. We're great friends now, and since they got engaged 3 months ago, I've been helping with wedding planning and was asked to be a bridesmaid. We went dress shopping today and had a blast. We went to brunch, had some mimosas, found the dress, and went back to their house to celebrate. I ended up alone in the kitchen with my brother-in-law a bit after we got there, and he said he just had to tell me something before it kept eating at him. I was a little buzzed and confused, but I was not at all expecting him to say what he did. I think I've had feelings for you for a few years, and I've never been able to tell you. I just needed to know if you ever felt the same. I completely froze and just shook my head. I told him that no, I have never thought about him in any way other than a friend and a brother, and I never would. Before he said anything else, I bolted back to his fiancée and the other girls and very discreetly told her I got my period, wasn't feeling well, and would have someone come get me. I also said I'd come by soon for more wedding planning. She thought nothing of it, and I called my best friend to come get me. She dropped me off at home. My husband is working right now, and there is no question that I'm going to tell him as soon as he gets home. But I just have no idea where to go from there. Do I tell his fiancée? Do I make him tell her? Do I leave it? Should I have my husband talk to him? Has anyone ever had something like this happen or have any advice? Anything is appreciated. Update 1 day later. Thanks to everyone who helped calm my panicked mind after my original post. I didn't want to tell my husband, we need to talk, while he was still at work and make him panic, so having some reassurance from here was really helpful. I also noticed a lot of people asking for an update, so here is one, even I was shocked by it as I lived through it. It's not exactly the earth-shattering blow-up most people thought it would be. When my husband came home, he immediately knew I had something on my mind. I explained the whole situation, and he was livid at his brother. Thankfully, he gave me a hug, and I broke down crying from the stress. He assured me I had done everything right and that it wasn't my fault. After that, he called his brother to tell him he knew what had happened and wanted to talk to him one-on-one. Well, it turns out his brother and fiancée were already on their way to our house to discuss it. As soon as the other girls left, not long after me, my brother-in-law confessed everything to his fiancée. First, she slapped him, deserved. But after they talked and he promised her his feelings for her were genuine, she told him he needed to apologize to me and his brother before they could move forward. So they came over, and my husband and his brother talked privately while I talked with his fiancée. We both cried and talked for about an hour. I promised her I never had any feelings for him and had no idea he ever had any for me. Apparently, she had caught him gazing at me on a family vacation once and thought maybe he had some attraction to me. So while this situation was terrible, she felt some relief that she wasn't crazy for thinking it. He admitted she was right and said he believed his feelings stemmed from jealousy that his younger brother was further along in life than him, and he attributed that to me in some way. This was new for him as the older brother, since they hadn't really compared themselves much growing up due to their vastly different paths, more apples to oranges. But now, there was some perceived competition on a similar playing field. He said the feelings had faded, but when his fiancée came home saying she found a dress, he felt an urge to come clean. He wished he had said it differently or worked through it with help to understand his feelings before making this whole mess. I don't know about all that, but I guess I can understand it with a clearer head. I mean, if the Oedipus complex can be a thing, I can see him having some complex feelings that manifested as attraction but didn't affect his love for his fiancée. This all happened in one night, and he was visibly distressed over it, so I find it hard to believe he could have woven a whole story like that. I'm inclined to believe him. When my husband and his brother returned to the living room, my brother-in-law looked like a puppy who just got in trouble. He also looked a little roughed up, but I didn't question it. We all talked, and he apologized to me for putting me in this position. Where things stand, their wedding is on hold privately while they figure out their next steps. Thankfully, nothing had been booked, and no dates had been sent out. We had gone wedding dress shopping just to get an idea, and it was just luck that she fell in love with a dress. They are planning to go to couples therapy to decide if and how they can move past this. There is clear love between them. Things will be tense, but I think he feels genuine remorse, and my potential sister-in-law says she holds no ill will against me. If they move forward, she'd still love to have me as a bridesmaid if I'm willing. My husband and his brother have some serious work to do on their relationship, and my friendship with my brother-in-law will never be the same, but we'll see what happens. We've also agreed to keep this between the four of us. They will be honest about doing premarital counseling before setting dates or planning the wedding. I saw a lot of comments telling me to keep my mouth shut and that no harm was done. While I guess I can see your point, I just couldn't imagine keeping something like this from my husband. Especially if it came out later and he found out I had withheld it. Trust is huge in our partnership, and even omission feels like a betrayal of that. Sure, I knew this could blow up if I let it out, but that would be my brother-in-law's fault, not mine. He had complete control over what he chose to tell me. Thanks again to everyone who helped me through that scary processing time alone. Commenter. I'd love to know the subtle things you did to him all these years. You never flirted with him in any way at all? Bro's feelings and confidence to shoot his shot had to come from somewhere. Op's response. It wasn't like it was a smooth talking question, he stumbled through it. And no, I never flirted with him. I teased him in the same way his entire family does, they're that kind of family, and after about a year, I joined in. The only thing I did that the rest of the family didn't was drink with him more, basically just because we're the only two who like to do shots and share the same liquor preference. I would never dream of flirting with my partner's brother at any point in the relationship. Second update 1 day later. I wanted to address a couple of common responses I've been seeing here and provide another next day update. To everyone telling me not to tell anyone or to give him a mulligan, that was never an option for me. My husband and I are a team, and we don't keep secrets, only surprises. It's something we agreed on before getting married. If I didn't tell him and it came out later, it would be as good as lying to his face. I did nothing wrong, and I know my husband would stand by me, so that just wasn't an option I was willing to consider. As for the claims that I'd be blowing up multiple families, I'm not the one who confessed feelings. He opened this can of worms, and it's not my responsibility to keep this secret. If this does blow up his relationship or his family, that's on him, not me. There were a lot of other recurring themes in the comments, but those two stood out, and I wanted to address them. For this small update, my husband actually called his brother today and asked if he wanted to go to one of their favorite bars to watch the game together, a pretty common activity for them or for all four of us before all this happened. My brother-in-law was shocked but agreed. Shortly after, his fiancée called me and asked if she could come over while they were gone. She was honest and said it might be awkward, but we used to do this a lot, either working on DIY projects together, doing puzzles, or watching movies. She wanted to see if I'd be open to keeping this up, as long as we were both comfortable with it, while they worked through things, so our relationship doesn't deteriorate. It meant the world to me, and I said of course. All four of us agreed that they, my brother-in-law and his fiancée, would start seeing a couples therapist as soon as possible, and my brother-in-law would see one on his own as well. Until they get a better grasp on his feelings and their own plan, we won't get all four of us together, and my brother-in-law and I will not be alone together. My potential sister-in-law is one of the most level-headed and kind-hearted people I've ever met. My brother-in-law used to have a lot of walls up, which he naturally broke down, and this behavior is so out of character for him. His proposal to her was so well-planned and thoughtful, tailored to her down to the smallest detail. He picked out a new outfit for her, had the perfect ring, and even included a blanket in her favorite color at the setting, a detail he chose intentionally. He even arranged for her parents to be there, despite the fact that they live hours away. It's clear that he loves her, and I truly don't believe that even if I had said yes, he would have left her to be with me, not that it would ever have been an option. I truly see a way forward for them and for all of us. We're all committed to finding the best outcome for everyone involved. My marriage is solid, and we have our regular marriage maintenance couples therapy appointment coming up soon anyway, so we'll check in with an outside opinion, but I'm not worried. They're going for a consultation with a therapist from the same practice in just a couple of days. Obviously, this won't be a quick or smooth fix, as what happened was really messed up, but I'm feeling much more optimistic than many of the comments here, and I wanted to share that. Commenter. Future sister-in-law is pathetic for staying with that man. That's all I'm going to say. Op's response. I don't think it's pathetic to give something, even a messed up situation, a little extra time to decide how to move forward. The way she sees it, she can leave and nobody would blame her, not even herself. But she loves him, and for her own sake, she wants to take a moment to more deeply understand the situation before deciding whether to stay or leave. She was planning a future with him, and if she leaves immediately, she'll have a lot of inner turmoil and what-ifs to work through. If she takes a few therapy sessions and then decides to leave, she'll feel more confident in her decision. That's her choice to make. You might think it's pathetic, but it's what she has decided is best for her. Commenter. This story is kind of anticlimactic. Couldn't you add in a tiger or a sword fight? Op's response. Here's a little more of a climax. It turns out she had a physical attraction or a small crush on a coworker at one point, about 8 months into their relationship. This is why she felt a bit more sympathy and was willing to try to work on things. She said it's something that can happen without changing the fact that she loves him. Maybe the coworker was a spy or something to add some drama? Kidding, but there was that slight development.